for us to do?
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I got here, right? Standing in a riverbed? Well, buckle up, because this was supposed to be a simple team building hike. And then, well, things got interesting. So let's rewind. It all started back in September 2018 when I was on a business trip to Ogden, Utah. First day, standard intro session at the Ogden Egyptian Theater. Beautiful venue, historic, lots of red velvet seats. But let's be real, I'm not going to bore you with the work stuff, and I can't publish those pics anyway. So let's skip ahead to the good stuff. Now, after sitting through all of that business trip stuff, I needed some fresh air. Enter Antelope Island State Park, about 40 minutes west of Ogden, and not too far from Hill Air Force Base. To get there, you drive across a super long causeway, literally a road surrounded by nothing but water and salt flats. It's kind of like crossing into another dimension, but instead of aliens, you get bison, lots of them. Speaking of bison, ever wonder how they got there? Because, trust me, they didn't just wake up one day and said, yeah, I think I'll swim across the Great Salt Lake and settle down here. Nope. Back in 1893, someone had a genius idea to ship 12 bison to the island to help with conservation efforts. Fast forward to today, and there are over 500 of these big guys roaming around like they own the place. And honestly, they kind of do. Now, technically, it costs $15 per car to get in. But me, I strolled right in for free. Because one of the perks of being a veteran is getting into the state parks without pulling out your wallet. Thank you for your service? No, thank you for the free entry. The place is massive. 42 square miles of pure, untouched nature. And beside the bison, you got pronghorn, antelope, coyotes, bighorn sheep, and even millions of brine shrimp floating around the Great Salt Lake. Yeah, that same weird salty water where literally nothing can live. Nature is weird, man. But I wasn't here just to admire the view. I had one goal: climb up these steep, rocky slopes for the ultimate picture. And let me tell you, this climb was no joke. I mean, I've done some hikes in my time, but this was straight up leg day in disguise. If I had known, I would have stretched first, or at least rethought my life choices. But was it worth it? Absolutely. The view was insane. Great Salt Lake stretching out for miles, blue sky, rolling hills, and me. I felt like the king of Antelope Island. At least until I remember I still had to climb back down. Day 2, we took a drive to the Spiral Jetty. Now, if you're not into land art, let me break it down. Back in 1970, an artist named Robert Smithson looked at the Great Salt Lake and thought, you know what this place needs? A giant, swirly rock formation. So he built one. It's made of basalt, stretches 1,500 feet into the water, and changes with the lake levels. Pretty cool, right? Also, fun fact, walking around it makes you feel like you're in a giant cosmic fingerprint. Skull Crack Trail. Now for the fateful third trip. The morning started off simple enough. Just a drive from Ogden to the Skull Crack Trail at Causey Reservoir. That's about 30 miles from town, which gave me plenty of time to not question why it's called Skull Crack Trail, until I actually looked it up. So let's talk about this name. It turns out no one's entirely sure who came up with it, but I can almost guarantee they were either extremely bold or extremely injured. Some say it comes from the sound of ice breaking on the reservoir in winter, while others, well, they probably just took a bad fall. The trail itself is 4.3 miles out and back, with about 500 feet of elevation gain. Sounds simple, right? Wrong. because the views are so good, you almost forget you are getting absolutely humbled by the Utah terrain. But in all seriousness, Skull Crack Trail is a gem. It winds through cliffs, offers insane views of Causey Reservoir, and in the fall, you can even see Kokanee salmon spawning in the water. It's a peaceful place, unless, of course, you find yourself in the kind of situation we did. So we're hiking, enjoying the views, when suddenly we see someone waving. At first we thought, oh cool, friendly hikers. But no, this was the universal help me wave. We get closer and see a woman sitting on the ground holding her leg. And let me tell you, she was not just taking a break to enjoy the scenery. She had a legit broken ankle. So naturally, we sprang into action. So step one, I hiked down to the reservoir and flagged some paddleboarders like I was hailing a cab in New York City. Maybe not New York City. That's a long story. You got to be Gen Z to understand what I'm talking about. Step two, the team called 911. Step three, we all stood around pretending we totally knew what we were doing. And then the real professionals showed up. Cue Weber County's Life Flight helicopter. These guys showed up like straight out of a movie, swooped in, stabilized her, and airlifted her out. Like it was just another Tuesday. And me, I just stood there like, did we just become emergency responders? So yeah, that's how my casual team building hike turned into Survivor First Responder Edition. Moral of the story? Always be ready for the unexpected. Oh, and if you ever find yourself on Skull Crack Trail, maybe bring a first aid kit or a helicopter. All right, now I'm going to be quiet and let you guys watch the whole raw footage of the rescue. And please, at the end of the video, please like and subscribe to my channel. It just makes the growth and make the videos reach more people. Thank you. Take care. Helicopter ride. This I'll swim out. Just, you know what? It's not that bad.
Great all of a sudden.
Well, it's going away. I don't understand.
And they may decide, hey, let's just walk in and I'm not sure what they're thinking.
So they just surveyed and then left?
Yeah, probably. Just
Couldn't find an LG.
there's definitely no LG up here. We should know that. But and I'm pretty sure that's the chopper with the hoist. I couldn't quite tell. It's kind of, but one of them has a hoist, and it's the Life Flight chopper, and it's usually the one that comes out of the cave. They have their routines. I mean, you know,
They calling it in and everything.
Yeah, they have their, to make sure everything's just right.
Well, I know they want to be as safe as possible.
Oh yeah.
Well, it seems like the conditions are excellent.
Military, we would just come right in and
In and out.
yep, it would have been in and out.
They would have been there.
Yeah. Oh. But oh, it's Sean.
Is one of your guys?
Yes, he's one of our guys. Hey, let's do it.
actually want to get up here a little further and watch it fly on the camera.
You're right. That's crazy. Oh yeah, you're right. Yep.
That was crazy. That put out a lot of air.